Now, the personal photographer and bodyguard of Nana Addo Dankwa have been released from the custody of the Bureau of National Investigations, the BNI. The two, Kwejo Chereme and Malik Nikwe, were released at around 11:55 p.m. on Tuesday. The two had gone to the offices of the BNI on Tuesday in the company of Captain Edward Koda, head of Nana Akufo-Addo Security, to serve as witnesses over some items said to have been taken from the retired captain's residence some time back. And we're working the lines to get to speak to the New Patriotic Party on this particular development. We have Michael Kwe Jr. He's a Deputy Director of Communications for the NPP. He's joined us on the line to give us some further detail on this particular development. Mike, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, good afternoon and good day to all your viewers.
Can you confirm the release of these two gentlemen, and what have they been telling you since their release?
Well, I'd like to start by saying that, yes, they have eventually been released, and what they told us is very worrying, and it's something that I think has gone in. We should put all partisanship aside and learn to respect the laws with regard to freedom of right and liberty. Now, these gentlemen, what happened was, Captain Koda was accused falsely of various acts which could not be substantiated in law. Place was searched and certain things seized. So after all these false accusations and he's been released, they had to release the items they seized from his house, because all the things they seized were not criminal. There was nothing wrong with them, and everything was above board.
Right.
In order that the things that were seized from his house, he could not be framed, there had to be two witnesses. So, for example, if item A, B, C, D was taken from his house, then a witness says A, B, C, D was taken in my presence, and there's an additional person, so that Captain Koda will not get there and we rather, instead of A, B, C, D, found A, B, C, D, E.
Okay.
After this happened, they had to release Captain Koda's stuff to him. So they invited him to come, and in order for the BNI to also secure themselves that they've given A, B, C, D, and Captain Koda won't be able to rather say, oh no, I got less, maybe A to C. They said, bring the same witnesses so that they can sign and testify like they did before.
Okay.
When they got there, they were being asked to fill a form. And they said, no, we are not going to fill any form because we don't know what the form is for. We were asked to come and sign for the release of the papers and the things that were seized.
Okay.
They said they would get legal advice. They went and sought legal advice, came back and said, well, there's two options, because you and I know, according to law, that if I even go into court or I'm arrested by the police, apart from my name and address, I can choose to say nothing. And the police can therefore decide to go ahead to take me to court or whatever. These men are not suspects. These men have not been charged with any crime. They were just there as witnesses. Of course, they refused to sign the form because the form is for suspects, and these people are not suspects. Can you believe they proceed to release the things to Captain Koda, and then rather, as a way of bullying them for not signing the form that they wanted to sign, which in any case is against the law, they detained them.
So they were detained.
So in Ghana, where you can detain somebody where it is unconstitutional, or you can't cite any offense under the criminal code.
Mr. Okwe Jr., so they were detained for refusing to fill the form.
Exactly. Simple as that. And that for me is a big disgrace. And I would wish that you could call the director of BNI or his PRO to answer this question.
All right.
Because in fact, if they are not able to answer this matter, in my humble opinion, I think that President John Mahama must sack the head of BNI. If not, we are going to also therefore assume that President John Mahama agrees with the kind of behavior they've been meeting out to foreigners, they've been meeting to Ghanaians, they don't obey court orders, they arrest private citizens.
Thank you for the background detail you've given us.
I need to land on this point. People who are supposedly taking photographs. This is a civil crime, if it is a crime. And so how can you, to go and arrest such people, and the head of the national security appointed by John Mahama says he did it. This is unacceptable, and John Mahama must let him go now. Else, we will say the order from above. John Mahama himself agrees with it.
Briefly, and then if you can be very brief on this for me. So did they get to sign the form before being released?
I'm not aware of that. But in any case, they had no right for a single minute when there is no criminal charge.
Okay.
That is the essence of it. And I think this abuse of power by the BNI is unconstitutional. That is why our fathers fought for constitutional rule. And we will not allow any agency who is paid by the taxpayers' money to abuse the Constitution. Unacceptable.
Mr. Okoye Jr., thank you very much for your time and the position of the party on this development. He is the Deputy Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party, Michael Okoye Jr. We would work the lines to see if we can get to speak with some officials of government on this development. And when we do get them on the line, we'll bring their thoughts to you.